ASAP is an arts-infused education organization whose hands-on programming fosters awareness of how the arts, humanity, and learning are interconnected. The Metamorphosis Project, which is now in its 6th year, is a learning experience which is brought to science and civics classrooms in elementary schools. We create the Metamorphosis Project in curriculum with classroom teachers so that our goals and that of the schools are integrated.
Acorns singing.
In the 2021 iteration of Metamorphosis, which we called Look, Build, Play, we wanted to respond to the struggle that remote learning and isolation were causing by providing a way for students to be together and to learn together off the computer and outdoors.
So the main thing is for us is to get out of the city. There's not a lot of green spaces in Waterbury that are near our school that we can get to easily. So ASAP has been good enough to bring us to a beautiful spot. And while we're here, we are learning a little bit about nature in general, the birds, the wildlife, things like that.
We're foraging logs and stuff, so we can give it to the builders and the makers, and basically we give it to them. And it's hard work because all of these logs are pretty thick and stuff, so.
We knew that the 3rd through 6th graders at Children's Community School would be learning about physics, adaptation, habitat, community, and the idea of building a collaborative fort from natural local materials fit really well with all of these. Plus, what's more magical than building a fort in the woods with friends?
I think the kids are learning a lot about nature just from walking around, and Mr. Rory, who's from Macrocostas, has been teaching them a lot, and they've been doing a really good job about being curious about things and just checking things out and observing things for themselves. I think they're really gaining a lot of kind of confidence in working with different tools and new materials.
I use literally everything I could find. I use the one-handed saw. I use the two-handed saw.
We worked remotely with the kids through the winter, so when the students arrived at Macrocostas Preserve, they had already been thinking both creatively and logically about their fort. One of the major cornerstones of the Metamorphosis Project is that it's an opportunity for kids to get to know themselves and therefore begin to allow their unique strengths and passions to emerge. After we introduced the kids to the land and the tools, they had a choice to follow their instinct, so some were drawn to exploring the woods, finding out what makes a strong building block, and using saws and hatchets, while others began designing the layout of the fort, taking measurements, and trying out different attachment styles for all the pieces.
I guess one of my favorite things that I've seen is just how some of the children have really went from being very shy to really coming alive and taking initiative and building things themselves without being asked or told to do anything. They're really just making decisions themselves and really just being very creative with how they're using everything.
It was amazing to see how some kids who initially had apprehensions about being in the wilderness or working with their hands really discovered that not only they had the ability to manage themselves in a highly stimulating environment, but also that they could work together in a cooperative setting to create something bigger than themselves. One of the exciting things we witnessed was the independence with which the students took on their various projects and carried out their ideas. They felt safe to experiment, be playful, make mistakes, but they also had a sense that they were part of a community and had a role to play. We loved working with the classroom teachers to develop this project because they brought their insights to the table, both in knowing what the students had been working on, but also how they were struggling and what their passions are.
I think a lot of kids are just kind of in awe of just everything that they're seeing around them because a lot of them don't have these outdoor experiences like this, so there's lots of references to like things looking like a movie or like a painting, but now they're getting to like be in the experience. So I think that's really something they're going to take home with them.
Look at that
bird. Look at that black one.
Wait, it actually looks like a painting.
The reason why I like this one is because there's mad grass. And just look over there. Look, that's mad grass over there.
Mad grass.
Just love it.
It looks like one of those commercials.
As an artist and educator and creator of the Metamorphosis Project, it was incredibly heartening to see the resilience and energy that being in nature and in community affected in these students.